Okay, we're going to do a little Pelican today, and this is just a very simple little Pelican. It's only about standing about, let me get my thing out here. He's standing about 3¼ inches high and about a little over 1 inch thick. This is a very simple project that you can just do in an afternoon, and I try to find these little simple projects to do. It's something that can be enjoyable to do. Now, what we want to do first is we want to start bringing this body down. And one of the things I want to tell you is, share with you, is the fact that the grain, when you cut it, you want the grain to be running, of course, up and down like this. In other words, you want the grain to run up and down the piece, okay? And you start beginning to remove this area, this body in here. Now the head comes down, but you want to work on the body first because you want to bring this area down a little bit in here. And then you start taking the front of the Pelican and you start bringing this area down. Ooh, in here, I'm sorry. Trying to hold it, it's kind of a little bit hard and difficult to hold. But you start bringing it down on both sides. Now, if you want to, the easiest thing, of course, is to draw you a center line that goes down here, and then you can see about how much you're bringing down on each side. I sometimes, because I've been carving so long, I don't use a center line anymore, but I also realize that when I'm teaching that you should bring a center line down in most cases, so that you can, I just kind of work from side to side anyway. I mean, that's what I do, and that way we'll work this to do it. And so you just start bringing, from both sides, you start bringing this figure down. You start bringing the Pelican down. Sort of work it the way you want it. So this is a good project for a beginner also, because it shows them just basically how to shape something. And that's what I try to find a lot of times, just something that we can shape. Something that doesn't require a lot of as in a figure, a lot of times it requires a lot of tough things. And this way we can just bring this down. Just like that, see? Now, because this is going to be, he's going to end up pretty thin, in other words, when we get through with him. And you take the head and you're going to kind of round the head off a little bit. Sort of like that, as you see. Okay, you see how the tail now is more at a situation, so you want to be careful now. Don't bring it down too much. You want to have some tail, okay, or on your bird. So we start working around the figure and working that way. Now, when we start working the figure down, then we want to start putting, brother, I don't know why it moved like that. Okay, we want to start, we want to start coming up here like this with the wing, okay? And the same thing over here. When we get it down, we're going to come across here. We're going to come up. We're going to come across like that with the wing, okay? On both sides. So as we get it down now, let's go ahead and cut our wing in here. Okay? Let's cut our wing. Just like that. We want to get the wing. Okay, let's come down and start bringing the feet like this, okay? Coming up the feet like this and down like this. There we go. Just like that, see? Now, let's go ahead and cut that in there. Make that right there. Okay, let's continue. Come up here, bring this head down. This is way, way too thick in here. We don't want it that thick, but what we do want is to kind of take this beak and on both sides bring it at a sort of an angle point as we do this, okay? Like this. An angled type point. As we bring the top of it, and you want to be careful here. And slowly bring it down on both sides where it's got kind of an angle. I think you can see what I'm talking about in this sense, because this area here, we want to bring it down thin, okay? Like kind of thin in there. Let me come up in here and get that off there. Here we go. See what we got here? Now let's continue, because we want that head to be rounded somewhat. Just like that. And we want that we want that neck to kind of come in a little bit, okay? Where it causes the head to stand out. Now we're still a little bit wide on this head, so we want to bring it down some more. Kind of every once in a while look at it. We want to look at it and we want to just sort of make sure that we're on the right track here. Do you see how that looks? Like I said, you go to the top up here. You want to be careful of the grain in this area. You don't want to, and you just take a little bit off at a time. See how we're working it down? See that? We're working that down on both sides where it kind of gives it a poignant look like right here. Okay. Okay, we are, look at this now. See the shape? I'm gonna come up here and once again, kind of on both sides, kind of work this. Okay. Watch your grain. Watch your grain on each side as you do this, because the grain, especially in these areas in here, can really be brittle. So as you can see there now, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, as they say. It's let's see, this is kind of, I'm going to kind of come across here like this, give it kind of a, there we go, just like that. Okay, and let's bring down that wing some more, or what I mean bring down, I'm talking about giving it more of a, standing out more is what I'm saying. Just like this. Okay. Let's come up. Just like that. Okay, see that? So let's bring this down a little bit. There we go, kind of. Bring that down like that. See where the feet kind of stand out in that sense, okay? And let's continue to cut about in here a little bit more and bring that wing out just a little bit more. Bring that wing out a little bit more on both sides. Be careful in there because that's kind of tough on the trying to bring it the way you want it. All right, now we're wanting in here. Simple project. I mean, it takes a little carving, but it's more of a shaping project. And that is what you like to present to people, that they can do in an afternoon. They can sit there, watch TV, or do whatever, and whittle away, and enjoy themselves, and just enjoy yourself. Look at that, see? Now, what you want to do, let me find my pencil. Holy cow, what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here in front of me. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Okay, folks, don't tell nobody. Oh, God, the thing's sitting right here in front of me. And I couldn't